Good morning. This is Shadea. This is my morning breath. I don't know. This is my morning voice, but woke up out of my sleep because I had these visions, and so yesterday, had a really bizarre thing happen, and Ephesians 6:12 is something that comes to mind with this, where we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Like, literally, I was at work and I had exited off onto the platform. I departed from the train. Excuse me. And I feel this heavy energy looking at my direction. So I look to the left, and there's this tall, slender young man, but his eyes are as dark as oil and coal, soot, and the presence behind the gaze was just as dark. So I tried to, Holy Spirit gave me discernment on that. So I knew that the young man, was potentially dangerous. So anyways, I continue to walk, but I feel as soon as I walk by, it's almost like a cyborg or something, but I feel his head just turn in my direction. Once again, those dark eyes locked on me, and I felt agitation stirring in my spirit. I could feel the demons that were inside the vessel of this young man. So I was like, what is going on? So anyways, I made the mistake of being a little bit too loud, but this is also Romans 8:28 moment, because all things work out for good anyways. The enemy meant for evil, God will turn it for good. So I've gone direction because we were about to go on our lunch break, and so I see the young man immediately speed up his pace, and he starts to pursue us, but keeping his eyes locked on me. So I get an unctioning in my spirit. That word is something that I've been hearing a lot lately, to just pause, and I hear car horns, and I look, and he's pushed himself out into traffic, and he's coming quick in my direction. So, God is not a fear. So I stood my ground, and I looked, and I stopped what I was doing, and I told my partner, I was like, listen, I think we should go back in the other direction. Let's just see what he does. And sure enough, the signal turned green, and we proceeded back across the street. By this time, he had already made his way across the side of the street that we were originally on, and he looked, and he just disbelieved, the entity, the demon that was behind his eyes, just locked on me. But I've been noticing a lot of this type of activity in people lately, and it even comes in those that you are friends with, that you spent a significant amount of time in. The wheat and the tares are definitely being separated, and all these goats and woats and notes and all that. But I am really starting to see things from a spiritual perspective, and why I was led to let go of certain friendships. Certain people, they're not of God. And I was watching another YouTuber talk about how, you're around somebody that's demonic when you mention Jesus, or just your presence, or anything of light or goodness is spoken about. They get angry, they get agitated. And these were the types of people that I was dealing with, because I refused to really see that I was seeing what I was really seeing. And you know that saying, Maya Angelou, when somebody shows you who they are, you believe them, And it's not the flesh that I'm looking at, it's the spirit. And how the Holy Spirit gives you warnings, and it's you gotta, because you can feel the resistance in the physical, it's In the physical realm, it's like a delay, like, something doesn't fall through. Um, like it feels like quote unquote bad luck, or like things that just cause setbacks. That's what the spiritual realm manifests in the physical when you're in the company of the wrong spirits. And since I've been around these people, there's been a lot of delays and setbacks, and it's a drain, and I don't have time for that. And so I've been doing other things, and I haven't been around them, but there's an energetic pull where they're like, we got to pull you back into the folds, into nonsense, we need you to succumb to our darkness. Because the darkness is like a cancer. It has to consume much more everything outside of itself, because it's a very external, physically focused darkness. And the world is very much like that. Physical consumption and more trash from the physical consumption than the world can handle, most times to the point of toxicity, but this is all very spiritual. And I'm starting to also get some other revelations in terms of the leadership of this country, those countries, all countries, the world system, really. But that's for another time. Like, that is definitely for another time. But I wanted to talk about the fact that you are literally amongst wolves in sheep's clothing, aka demons, wrapped in human flesh that look like you. So be very careful and trust the discernment, the guidance that you're receiving. Do not doubt it. If something like hits your spirit, tune into that. Pause for a second, because there's always a warning before the disaster. Anyways, this is Shay All Day of Shay BC. I gotta get out of here. Like, I'm gonna nap for a little bit, and then I gotta get ready for work. Well, I'm just gonna chill out, but I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and happy Juneteenth.